everyone and welcome to RAMJB Flying Historical Battles. One of the things I have been asked the most and been told the most is that I should fly more bombers in historical battles. The thing is that I don't like flying bombers. In bombers you have to be tactical, you have to have a very clear tactical picture of the battle ongoing and know when you can come in and drop your bombs and when you have to stay away. And my idea of having fun is coming in and look for a fight, and you can do that in a bomber, of course. So yeah, I don't have as much fun as I do in bombers and as in fighters. But well, now and then I will try to bring you some bomber action. Like today, we are going to see a couple clips of bombers in action. The first one is going to be with a Dornier 217 in Malta. This is an E2 with a forward firing 20mm gun. And you're going to see my approach to the game. You know, you have an air spawn, so we spawn in the air and we are going for the first targets there. There's a pillbox there. I'm loading for 500kg bombs, and those are the kind of ground targets that only bombers can get rid of. So there's another bomber going for it, but I'm still going to drop 3 bombs on that pillbox to get rid of it, just in case he misses the attack. And we see he does. We actually saw the explosions, he has missed the pillbox. So we have 500kg bomb left and we have just destroyed the first pillbox. This we have to be very swift and very fast because we want to get out of here before the enemy fighters come around. And there we see a BF-109 doing absolutely nothing and destroying an AA gun. Well done, thank you for nothing. Yeah, that guy should be climbing to meet the Spitfires, and instead he chose to go for the anti-aircraft guns. And yeah, that's all he did. Anyway, we are out of bombs because I dropped that last bomb just in case. And yeah, what I'm not going to do is to go like a madman for the rest of the ground targets. Why? Well, first of all the enemy fighters are still up, and all of them are going to be around the next of the ground targets. So what I want to do is to beat my time. I'm going to come back to the base, reload my bombs, get up again, win altitude, and then go for the remaining ground attack. Targets, I mean. What I'm trusting here is for my team to do their job. They are out of fighters and I want them to distract the enemy as I come in for destroying the ground targets. And you're going to see how well it actually works. So hold on for a second, I'm going to land and up again, no sense in showing you how I land. So be right back. And so back we are, climbing from after taking off, 4 or 5kg bombs on board and just beating our times before going for the ground targets. Again, what I'm going to do here is not go for the ground targets like if I have nothing else to do. Because if I go at low level, they are going to catch up with me and probably they will kill me. Instead, what I'm going to do is to come high, drop my bombs, and afterwards I will see if I can allow myself to drop down to ground level to strafe some artilleries or anti-aircraft guns, or if I have to come back to base for more bombs. The thing with bombers is that you want to be tactical. You want to have a very clear mind that you are not a fighter and you can't stand being attacked by one. You have defensive gunners, but relying on them means you are subjected to attack, and you are a large, very big plane with gunners. But bombers shouldn't rely on gunners for survivability. They should be your last resort when you have nothing else, or when the situation calls for it. Of course, I mean there are moments when you simply don't have fighter cover and you have to use them. But if you have fighters in the air, why presenting yourself a nice target to the enemy? I mean, they are keeping the enemy busy, so you can come in, drop your bombs, get out fast, and back the money, basically. And that's the thing. You saw me at the beginning that I was going for the ground targets very quickly, but that's because in this particular map the ground targets are very close to the German spawn. If you are in Ruhr, for instance, which all the ground targets are in the middle of the map, you don't want to go then like a madman, just because as you are dropping your bombs, as you are doing your job, the enemy fighters will arrive, and then you are dead meat. There's nothing you can do about it. Instead, if you beat your time, climb out to a side, and wait for your fighters to engage the enemy fighters, you will be able to come in when the enemy fighters are mostly distracted. And that way you can concentrate on your job, which is killing ground targets. Of course, a lot of you will tell me that there are a lot of fighters who go for ground targets. Yes, they are, but you are a bomber, you are not a fighter bomber, you can't defend yourself. You have defensive gunnery. If you are good with gunners, you can even get some kills, but in the end, you will go down. And if you want to survive, at least my approach to this game is I get into a battle to survive. You want to do that, you want to be tactical, you want to be mindful of what you can do and what you can't. And with a twin engine bomber, 4-engine bomber, what you can do is go head on to the enemy ground targets, because then you can become prey for the enemy team. So, well, you have seen that I have climbed up to 1,500 meters instead of going directly for the targets. I'm looking at those two pillboxes, so I'm thinking that a couple of 5 kilogram bombs will be able to destroy each one of them. There's another thing. Bombs right now are more effective the larger they are, and from the higher altitude you drop them. Unless you are shooting at moving targets, of course. If you are dropping bombs on the tank column, you want to be as low as you can. But for big static targets like pillboxes, or even for anti-aircraft guns, artillery, etc., you want to have altitude. Why do you want to have altitude? Well, you are going to see it in just a second. First of all, pillbox there, I line up with it, and I'm going to drop bombs in sticks of 2. There go 2. Next one, you can see it is coming. I line up my side. There it is. And another 2. I have dropped all my bombs. And now I break turn. Because what I'm going to do is to take a look around and see if I can allow myself to go low and use my forward aiming 20mm gun to strafe enemy ground targets. Also, if you have gunners, you can strafe as well. You only have to go to the gunner position and strafe the ground targets, but I have a forward fixed position, so it's much easier to do that way. So both pillboxes are gone, as well as an artillery, which got caught in the blast of our 5 kilogram bombs. And I see the enemy is lower, and there are a lot of friendly fighters around. So I go down and I'm going to back those artilleries there. There you go, one of them is gone. And now we are going to aim for the other one. This is a thing with very fast bombers, and the Dornier is a very quick bomber. The TU2 is a very quick bomber. The A20G is a very quick bomber. You can do dive attacks and then zoom away. And actually, this is one of the things you can do with this one. But I see a Typhoon coming in. I call for cover. I see him dropping behind me. I could go for the gunners right now, but instead what I'm going to do is to use my bomber speed. This is a very fast bomber. If you were in a B-17, you'd want to go to the bombers and shoot that guy down. But I'm a much faster bomber, so I use my heaviness and aerodynamics to dive and win a lot of speed. Look at that, I'm moving very quickly. And let the fighters kill that guy. And there you go, he's dead. And that's why you want to do attacks having altitude behind you, below you. Because if you run out of altitude, you simply can't dive and try to run away. If you are in a very fast bomber, and by the way, the Mosquito is very good at this. Has for 500 pound bombs, which are pretty good for most targets, and it's very quick. Of course, what it doesn't have is cannons, but well, the thing is, you want to have altitude below you because you want to use it if you need to. And you saw that I needed to, really needed, and I survived the attack of a Typhoon, and those things aren't easy to survive in a bomber. So yep, that's how I flew the Dornier 217. I have actually a couple more battles. Probably I will show you them in other videos, but I think for the Dornier 217 this is enough. And now we are going to see the next one, which is going to be a B-25 mission. But before that, we are going to see the results. Second in the team, which is not bad at all, and a pretty good amount of cash. I didn't do that much. I mean, I only got a couple ground targets, and that was it. But hey, that's a good reward. So on to the next game, which is going to be the promised B25. And we are at Iwo Jima, which is not the best map for the Americans, because the Japanese usually win this one. First of all, because the American teams usually don't know how to deal with the Japanese, and second of all, because I don't know. I mean, it's in this particular game it didn't happen, but I'm finding more and more Japanese teams which most of their players are in focus for enemies, and that's ridiculous. And actually, it's a very particular advantage for the Japanese, because they can pair. I mean, some of them are in very good turning planes, but which are not very fast and can't dive or zoom very well. But if you drop into the mix 3 or 4 focus one enemies which are excellent boom and zoomers, and you mix them with the zeros, it's almost impossible to escape from them. But well, it's the way it is right now, so you have to deal with that, and this is not the best battle for us. I mean, we are 3 bombers, only a handful of fighters, most of them are already dead. The Japanese are doing mincemeat of them. But you are going to see that even then, you can survive and do very well in the bomber. Actually, this is a Mitchell. This is not a very fast bomber as the Dornier is. The Dornier is a very quick bomber. It's a very, very quick bomber, but lacking in defensive department. It doesn't have very good defensive guns. The B25 has very good defensive guns. Has a dorsal turret and a rear turret with 50 cals and a couple of side-mounted 50 cals as well. And that's a very, very, very noticeable amount of defensive fire, even more so against Japanese planes, which are not exactly the toughest. Well, you are going to see me failing a lot in my attack to the light pillboxes, and that's why I tell you that level bumping is better, because I simply didn't have enough accuracy in these attacks to guarantee killing a light pillbox. And you're going to see that in a second. I drop bombs on that AA as well. There's a pillbox there, light pillbox there. And I'm going to miss that light pillbox because the plane is very hard to maneuver at high speed. I'm going to waste bombs because pillboxes, proper pillboxes, need at least I think 500 kilogram bombs, and I drop a couple of 250 pounders on them, and those are not going to do it, of course. Dropping on that pillbox as well. So far, not having a lot of luck with my bombs, to be honest. And now I'm out of bombs, so it's time to use the forward weaponry, which is in the case of the B25 is actually better than the Dornier, because this has 550 cals and can do a very good job strafing. As you see, what I'm doing here is just going at sea level and killing as much thing as I can. That's because all our fighters are dead. At this moment, we are only the bombers against the remaining enemy fighters. So I want to kill as many ground targets I can before the fighters come. And yeah, you can see that I'm being able to do it pretty well. Yeah, well, we have friends. A6M5 and M6M3, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to go for a head-on, but of course he's not a fool. He totally avoids that, and I'm already under the attack of the other guy. So I go to the gunners. I try to gun a bit, and well, currently I'm bracing for the attack because I know it's coming. And you can see I'm using the gunners to try to get that AA gun, but it's too far away, so no luck. So I keep on going, and I see N1K there, B25 to our left, but the zeros are actually not coming for me, which is pretty surprising. But that's the thing, we are only 3 bombers, there's no fighters who are going to deal with them, so if someone has to deal with those guys, has to be either my front guns or my defensive gunners. And this is when you want to rely on your defensive gunners, when you don't have any other chance or option. So I'm coming back. I'm going to back as many ground targets as I can. Actually, I'm very liberal in my stealthy runs with my ammo. But yeah, here they come again. A6M5, A6M3. So I'm going to expect being attacked by them, of course. So I try to go head on versus one of them. So I got a hit, which is cool. And now I man the guns. Get some hits on that guy. Force him to break off. Keep on shooting. The other one is incoming. Centering my fire on him. Get the gun properly. And he goes on fire. Which is a pretty nice thing of the Zeros. They go on fire pretty quickly from defensive. But he was giving me a perfect shot. So, yeah. So, well, I'm about to be bounced again by that guy. But still I have enough time to try to strafe a little more of the enemy gunners. You see a gun there, I'm pretty damaged and I have a fuel leak that is not going to stop at all. I mean, it's slowly losing fuel and I'm waiting for at any moment to stop, but it never actually stops. So well, I'm coming in hot, going for the AA guns there. I want to bag as many of them as I can because I know I'm a flying corpse. I mean, that guy is taking his time. So I'm going to shake him a little bit. Look at that burst! Oh, at 1 kilometer. And well, be ready to hit the dislike button because I'm going to say it clearly. Actually, the bomber gunners are way too good. In real life, that kind of hits at 1 kilometer of distance was impossible, almost impossible. But I got it without a problem. So yep. So now, well, I'm trying to turn a little bit to search for the... Oh, here he comes again. And I'm reloading, my gunners are reloading, so couldn't shoot at him. But what I'm doing here is to go back towards what we have. Oh, look, we still have a fighter up, I didn't know that. But, well, what I was trying to do is to go towards friendly planes to seek at least some cover. The A6M5 is going away, so instead what I do is to try to get those AA guns. But if you haven't noticed it yet, my plane is very hard to maneuver. Really hard. And it's going to get worse, believe me. So that AA gun is now history. I man my guns. Here he comes again. Get more hits. Look at that. More hits, but he's not giving me a steady aim. Still, I got a lot of hits on him, and he's not dead yet. Which is pissing me a little bit off. These are 50 kills, and that guy is a 0. I still have, oh, the anti-aircraft. Oh, and now my plane is now I barely can fly. My wing is going down. Still, I have enough morale to kill that AA gun. I still have enough to go for that another one, and I kill it as well. And oh, the Zero is coming. Is he coming? Yeah, he is. Here he comes. More hits. He breaks off very quickly. But no criticals, no kill. Oh, bad luck here. Look at that leak, by the way. I'm leaking fuel like a maniac, and soon I'm going to be out of fuel. So at this moment I'm suspecting that fuel leak is not going to stop, but I'm going to die anyway, or whatever I do. So I try to push to the limit and kill as many ground targets as I can. There's an AA gun there. I'm going to try to get it, but you can see I can barely roll right. It's very hard to maneuver the plane right now. But it has standed a ton of damage. You could see that. And the repeated attacks from the Zeros, the AA guns. Very tough on board this one. There you go. Another AA gun killed. There's another one there. This plane maneuver was so bad. I start shooting at it, but oh, I'm out of ammo. So I switch to the rear gunner. I'm going to try to get it with the gunners, but I actually can't fire on that, which is pretty strange. I mean, it's in the rear gunner arc, but I don't have a fire possibility of shooting at him until I'm very far. But oh well. Still, I'm going to try to do another pass because the leak is not stopping. I'm going to try to get it with the gunners, but in this turn I'm going to totally lose control and go down. Yeah, you see there, I can't roll opposite, I can't go up, and I crash. And yeah, well, you can see that was not exactly the worst mission you can do in a bomber, and I was attacked by 2 enemy fighters. Of course, those were zeros, those weren't effort use Cs, for instance, with 20mm, but still, those had 20mm guns, and I stood that fire, and I was able to go on fighting. So well, let's put it down here and see the results, because actually this base 17 you see here, we won this battle. We actually won because that guy had the I don't know why people do that, but he did. He climbed it up to 13 kilometers of altitude and stood up there, unseen by the Japanese fighters who were looking for him. He never was seen, he never was caught, and we actually won the game. So you're going to see the results. So, well, yep, loading screen, and you are going to see that because you are going to see 60 minutes of game. And that's what it took that guy to go away. The battle actually ended because of time. We have killed more ground targets, so we won that. And look at the results, not bad at all. Well guys, I hope you have fun, I hope you enjoyed, I hope you learned something, and as always, thank you very much for watching, and see you later.